Welcome to the webinar presentation of Maricopa Trail Connections to the Sun Corridor Trail.
I'm RJ Carden. I'm the director of Maricopa County Parks and Recreation Department and a member of the Sun Corridor Trail Alliance Board.
Hello, my name is Dale Larson. I am a faculty member and also director of community relations for the Arizona State University Watts College of Public Service and Community Solutions. And specifically for this presentation, I also am honored to serve as chair of the Arizona State Parks Board.
Hello, my name is Brandon Stockstill. I'm a community planner with the National Park Service in the Rivers, Trails, and Conservation Assistance Program. The RTCA program provides technical assistance for communities throughout the country to support local-based recreation and conservation projects.
Hello, I'm Serena Rana, and I'm the owner of Trails Inspire LLC, a consulting company devoted to promoting the outdoors through writing, photography, public speaking, and trail design. I'll be going over the agenda and purpose for today. First, we'll discuss benefits of trails. Then we'll talk about trail towns and what credit card touring is. We'll discuss the Maricopa Trail as a model for collaboration and connectivity, go over an overview of the brand new Sun Corridor Trail and the concept route, talk about our success stories, discuss next steps bringing this concept into a reality, and talk about how to donate and get involved.
Dale Larson here. It's my pleasure to introduce this topic, talking about the benefits of trails. The Center for the Future of Arizona, in their recent groundbreaking Gallup poll surveys, identified Arizona's natural beauty and open spaces are seen by its citizens as our state's greatest asset. Think about it. Arizona's natural landscapes and surrounding trails do greatly matter in terms of economic, social, environmental, and emotional levels. It is critically important that future trails' growth and development will respect and strengthen the passion that our citizens feel for our amazing environment. In terms of general benefits that have been identified, the first one is economic. And as to no one's great surprise, outdoor recreation is a huge industry, over $560 billion nationwide and almost $12 billion in Arizona alone. There are thousands of existing and new jobs related to trail operation and management created in Arizona and, of course, in our country. Second of all is an obvious one to us all, but let's just talk about the good health it has. Trail-based activities offer many benefits, including improved cholesterol levels and most important, protection against chronic diseases like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and obesity. Outdoor recreation and exercise can also improve mood, restore attention, and decrease anger, depression, and stress. Trail-based nature activities are included in medically supported anti-aging strategies and research. Third general benefit, of course, relates to our environment. Trails have a long-lasting impact by preserving natural spaces from other uses like deforestation and development, protecting our endangered ecological systems, carbon sequestration, air filtration, and of course, protecting our wildlife habitat. And finally, future generations, and I'll get back to this in the closing of my remarks. Our state's indigenous prehistory and current historic civilizations have safeguarded, preserved, and protected our natural environments in spite of natural and man-made challenges and crises. It is our collective priority interest to pass on a positive and celebrated nature-based value system for our future generations. An excellent example of planning related to these benefits is the statewide Comprehensive Outdoor Recreation Plan, or commonly referred to as the SCORP Plan. All states have to submit such a plan signed by the governor and then approved by the National Park Service, of which our plan has been approved. This slide demonstrates, again related to benefits, Arizona State Parks and Trails, conservation, environmental stewardship, which fosters, optimizes, and advances it, connection, community, and economic vitality. It broadens, encourages, and cultivates this benefit. sustainable outdoor recreation to develop, pursue, and maintain this benefit through our trails. And then finally, as I stated before, pathways to health and wellness. I'd like to close this discussion in terms of benefits, talking about future generations. My wife and I are blessed with 9 grandchildren. And I'd like to close with this quotation from Robin Wall Kimmerer in her New York Times best-selling book, Braiding Sweetgrass, so aptly stated for my conclusion on this discussion. For all of us, becoming indigenous to a place means living as if your children's future mattered, to take care of the land as if our lives, both material and spiritual, depended on it. Thank you.
The Maricopa Trail is truly a model for collaboration and connectivity. Maricopa County has entered into more than 40 different agreements to connect 23 cities and towns into a regional network of trails. The Maricopa Trail is a 315-mile scenic and diverse route connecting 10 Maricopa County regional parks and nearby communities. The trail provides residents and visitors with year-round opportunities for recreation, health, and well-being. There are exciting plans for additional phases of the regional trail system over the next 25 years. Funding for the Maricopa Trail has largely come from Maricopa County with support from the Maricopa Trail and Park Foundation. In 2007, Maricopa County Board of Supervisors set aside $5 million towards the development of the trail. And in 2018, the 315-mile loop, known as the Maricopa Trail, was dedicated. In 2023, the Board of Supervisors approved a budget request to hire 4 full-time trail technicians to continue maintaining and improving the existing trail. As we look to the future, there is a need to connect the Maricopa Trail with the Sun Corridor Trail and expand connections to communities throughout the valley.
I'll be discussing trail towns and what is credit card touring. The Maricopa and Sun Corridor Trail Towns programs will connect trail users with the trail towns along the trail. Some of the benefits for trail users are a place to eat and stay. I know when I'm done with a big hike, all I'm thinking about is where to go to eat next. Stores for supplies and gear, nearby attractions to enhance your visit, a credit card trail access to resources instead of a backcountry experience, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in the next slide. A University of Arizona 2020 study showed that non-motorized trail users spent an average of $100 a day in these trail towns. Trail towns get more customers associated with the businesses, economic development through tourism dollars, which creates sustainability for the towns. Familiarity with the trail leads to spreading the word and more trail users, and opportunities for residential access to recreational benefits of being outdoors. Now, what is a credit card trail? You might not have heard of it before, but there are credit card trails in Europe and the eastern US, but this would be one of the first ones in the western part of the US. The idea is to travel by bike and get food, supplies, and lodging along the way, as opposed to traditional touring where everything is carried. Think light and fast. This is a real opportunity for us in the West to create a trail like this. The development of the Sun Corridor Trail concept is based on this style of touring, and efforts are being made to determine the route so that trail users can bike from town to town, covering no more than 30 to 40 miles each day. Ideal bike type is a gravel bike, and most of the Sun Corridor Trail will be on dirt. Hiking, running, and equestrian use will also be promoted on the Sun Corridor Trail. The Sun Corridor Trail concept is an urban front country trail that also travels through rural areas. You can get a view of what travel on the Sun Corridor Trail might look like on this Rails to Trails Front Country Connections magazine cover. And if you'd like to know more about credit card bike touring, you can go to creditcardbiketouring.com.
The Sun Corridor Trail concept was literally conceived on the back of a napkin more than 10 years ago. The initial idea was to connect 2 major urban trail loops, the Maricopa Trail in Maricopa County with the Tribute Trail in Pima County, using the CAP Canal Trail through Pinal County as the backbone. From that humble beginning, a multi-state front country trail emerged. The Sun Corridor Trail concept will extend approximately 1,500 miles from the Mexico border in Douglas, Arizona to Las Vegas, Nevada. It will connect 9 counties and more than 40 cities and towns. Of those 40 communities, 23 are located in rural Arizona. The trail route will include existing and planned loops around metropolitan areas, including Tucson, Phoenix, Prescott, Sedona, Flagstaff, Kingman, and Las Vegas.
Now I'd like to take a minute to discuss the partners and working groups that the Sun Corridor Trail has developed. The Sun Corridor Trail Alliance has developed a comprehensive working group with state and federal land management agencies across Arizona. This enables us to coordinate both at the regional office and with on-the-ground district and field staff. This helps us create a comprehensive trail experience that is connected, safe, and enjoyable for all users. Furthermore, we have been working with over 100 partners across Arizona. This includes city and town leaders, community nonprofits, health departments, and state and local park departments. We have divided these organizations into 3 working groups. The first group, in the southern part of the state, includes partners in Cochise and Pima counties, encompassing the area from the U.S.-Mexico border at Douglas north to Tucson. The Central Area Working Group is built around the Phoenix Metro and the communities that connect into Maricopa County. This includes the planned trail connection from the Tucson Loop Trail through Pinal County along the Central Arizona Project, tying into the very successful Maricopa Trail. The Sun Corridor Trail would then continue north into Yavapai County and connect to the Prescott Valley Loop Trail. Our final working group covers the northern portion of the state. This ties into the trails of Coconino County, including the towns of Sedona, Flagstaff, Williams, and others. In this area, there's been significant work to coordinate with the National Park Service, U.S. Forest Service, and tribal communities. We are also exploring alignments along the historic Route 66 trail to include this unique story as a part of the Sun Corridor Trail experience. We have been working with the Clark County Recreation, Open Space, and Trails, or ROST group in southern Nevada to tie into the Neon to Nature Loop Trail that connects Lake Mead National Recreation Area to Las Vegas. As you can see, we've been very busy bringing partners to the table around the state and beyond. We want to share some of the success stories that we've had so far. Our first major accomplishment was developing a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, with all the counties across Arizona which the Sun Corridor Trail would pass through. An MOU is a legal tool used by government agencies to coordinate time, resources, and funding towards a project. It is a significant show of statewide support and trust from these agencies in the Sun Corridor Trail Alliance. With this partnership and the development of the Sun Corridor Trail Action Plan in 2021 with assistance from the National Park Service, the Sun Corridor Trail Alliance was awarded $500,000 in grant funding to support trail planning in the northern and central parts of the state. In addition, we have developed a partnership with Bisbee Bikeways, a local nonprofit in Cochise County, to support their trail infrastructure improvements with funding through the Arizona Department of Transportation. As you can see in the pictures in the photo of the man riding his bike on the highway, existing routes are very dangerous. The improvements shown in the graphic in the top right corner give examples of how these trail planning efforts create a much safer and enjoyable experience. In addition to the trail planning grants you saw before, we have also been awarded 2 other grants to support education and to provide matching funds for trail improvements. While these grants have been incredibly helpful for planning the 1,500-mile trail, the Sun Corridor Trail Alliance still has significant need for financial support in its operations and partnership efforts. Now we would like to discuss the next steps for the Sun Corridor Trail. These 5 steps outline our current major efforts. First, we are continuing trail planning. This includes high-level planning by identifying potential routes such as existing trails, landmarks, or communities to connect, as well as avoiding obstacles like highways or major terrain challenges. The other side of this effort is called ground truthing. Ground truthing is where we inspect conditions on the ground, such as existing trails and what they're made of and their current condition, physical barriers such as steep terrain or fences, and other obstacles that might block trail development. Second, we are expanding our Trail Towns program, where we can educate local partners on the benefits of the Sun Corridor Trail and invite them to share in the planning, funding, and maintenance needs of the trail. This program will include other agreements, such as the MOUs we discussed earlier, to provide long-term commitments to maintaining the trail and protecting public access. Third, we continue to expand our marketing and social media presence with local partners and by engaging interested recreation groups. This includes expanding our partnerships with groups like the Arizona Office of Tourism, as well as local chambers of commerce and tourism offices. Fourth, as we continue to refine where the trail will exist, we bring more communities into the partnership. As you've seen before, this includes a vast array of groups, from state and federal land management agencies to local towns and communities, tribal nations, community groups, recreation enthusiasts, tourism and health departments, and more. Finally, after the successful completion of most of the goals outlined in the 2021 Sun Corridor Action Plan, we have been updating our progress to include these next steps, partnerships, funding resources, and other information into an updated action plan for 2025 and beyond.
Donate and get involved. The greatest need then becomes a centralized planning and administrative organization to coordinate and synchronize all the individual efforts. A centralized organization would provide operational support, route development and management, matching funds that are required for most grants, and finally, marketing for the future success of these trails. Now we need you to succeed. The Sun Corridor Trail Alliance and the Maricopa Trail and Park Foundation are led by passionate volunteers working under the umbrella of nonprofit organizations. We need your generous donations to continue the work. Or advocate. The organizations will only be successful with strong participation from cities and towns, counties, state agencies, and federal departments. If you support trails, let these organizations know their partnership is critical. Or participate. Volunteers are vital to the long-term success of this legacy project. If you can write a grant, develop a map, or adopt a trail segment, we need you. Let us know how you can help.
If you have any questions, want to make a tax-deductible donation, want to enroll in one of the programs, or want to help in another way, please contact us through our website. Thank you for watching and happy trails.